people, they're cheating people.
Yeah.
And they forget that when you, of course, are a driver, you end up in the market, you're going to buy something. And when the market woman starts charging more than is expected, you complain. When you go to the office to get a license, of course, the one who was sitting in the office also gets some money from you. So what goes around comes around. The point is this: because we live in this free market society, everybody thinks they can do whatever you want. Of course, it is not proper for the government to come in with price control time and again. But we know for certain that we have GPRTU. And anytime fuel prices are increased, of course, they come out with their new timetable. They come out with their own price scheme. And once they agree upon such a price, I don't want to believe it's lawful for you to go out there and just do anything at all you want and charge any amount. And so let's compel them to obey the rules. Or not only live in a democracy and especially a capitalist society. Of course, I always tilt towards capitalism more. It is a lot more difficult to impose such rules. But you will need the enforcers out there to making sure that everybody is respecting the rules. But at times it comes down to what we call practical necessity. Suppose you are stuck in town, in the middle of town, around 10 p.m. and there is no car around, and the only car around says you're going to charge you 20 cedis instead of 5 cedis. I don't want to be going to hang around. No, because it's getting late and it could be dangerous. And so at times it comes down to just practical necessity. You have no option but to board such a car. And so what the guys are doing is good, except that they cannot go around enforcing the rule by disobeying the rule. If you're a citizen, of course, you can get somebody arrested if the person commits a crime. And what they're doing is literally committing an offense. Because the approved rates are there. And if you're charging more than that, you're committing an offense. That's how come I think you indicated earlier that the task force for KMA have been arrested some people and they've impounded their cars. That's precisely because they're disobeying the rules. But the point is that if you happen to be a private citizen and you take it upon yourself to enforce such rules, like we talked about, at times they are engaged in fighting. It is not proper to go and enforce the rule by beating people up. And so that's the problem that they will come up with. Of course, we can, of course, allow citizens to go out there and ensure that people are doing the right thing. And especially when a crime is being committed or an offense is being committed in your presence, then you are morally bound, literally, and you have the civic responsibility, of course, to take some action. You can report such a person, and if you can get him arrested, that's fine, because you have citizens arrest. Instead of when you arrest such a person, you take the person right away to the police station. You can't arrest somebody as a citizen and then detain him or lock him up in your garage. No. And so in as much as I really support what they're doing, they must be a lot more cautious, otherwise they'll be committing an offense. When they start beating people up, when they start hitting people's cars and knocking people down here and there, it will mean they themselves will be arrested by the police. And that is why even when you live in a neighborhood where you are always tormented by armed robbers and you want to create a vigilante group, and mind you, vigilantism is even forbidden by law. You want to create a vigilante group, or let's say a neighborhood watch, you will need a permission of the police. You need to go there and get some certification. So they will be very certain that you have ABCs who are involved in the neighborhood watch. They're using some weapons or equipment that are approved by the police. And the police from time to time will have to come around and supervise them. And so in as much as you want to help, of course everybody appreciates this particular help, you still must work within the remit of the law. Otherwise you can be arrested and punished. And so let's get the task force out there to be able to enforce the rules.